Hello, hello, hello. Hello, what happened? You made good art, that's what happened, and it's there! Hello, 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 Jibby. Hello. Hello, Triforce, you probably can't hear me right now. Hello, Weird and Miss, and good friends. How are we all? Are we all well? Just Miss Good Art, indeed, yes. No stoicing in my chat. You make the good art, and I show the good art. That's how it works. Which reminds me, is Twitter being nice? Twitter's been playing up today, and has not allowed me. Yeah, there it is. Cool. Bingo. Retweet. Life's grand. Right. Cool. I'm streaming. Welcome to the Forest of Doom, part 14. I think I always write it and then forget. So, you know, that happens. It is wonderful. Good, good, good. Music is as ever, courtesy of Adrian von Ziegler. I really should put a link to their stuff in my description, but remind me to do that to the YouTube videos as well, because they deserve stuff. They make good music. Someone retweeted one of your tweets. Really? Whew. That means it's very special. It's very, very good art for people to retweet it. Yes. Right, so we are doing Forest of Doom, or whatever. And this is where we left off with a very crudely drawn wolf. I was clearly trying to go fast at this point. But here we are. So what did we do? Last time we met a person with a pack of dogs who came off a horse and gave us poison. We then got a dart blown in our neck. That happened. Chugged a potion of anti-poison and then ran away. We found some bees. Bees happened. Wolves come in all shapes and sizes. Some even look like horses with a weird square face. Yeah. Should never judge. They look like what they look like, and they're happy. And then we continued with the bees over a bridge over the river, and we found some. We tried to set up camp, but we didn't get much sleep, so we're tired. Our skills down a little bit. And then a few wolves came along, and because we were lucky, the bees chased off a couple of the wolves, but there's still a wolf there. So we're currently tired, armed with apparently half a loaf of bread and a sword. So just to clear up any confusion, some people were talking about this between streams. Our base skill is 8. Some people thought I forgot to add the +2 skill for the sword during combat, but I've just added that permanently because the book says that the sword is just +2 skill in general, while the helmet is +1 to combat rolls for skill. So I don't put that on our skill because there might be non-combat skill rolls. Anyway, point being, I haven't forgotten those things, but I do usually forget the helmet in combat. But, you know, it's fine. So yeah, we've got a magical sword, we've got a loaf of bread, we've got a wolf, and a happy frog falling asleep inside some slippers. They're there, you can kind of make out. That's a frog. You can say that's a frog, right? Yeah. So I suppose we better get cracking then. Boom. What do we do? What do we do with a wolf in the moonlight? Sounds like the beginning of a ghost song or creature feature, something like that. It's up to me. Oh yeah, just for reference, there's the other two wolves being chased by bees in the background. Forgot about that. I did forget about this drawing. This one, which I quite liked. I liked the shot of it. And I feel like I might do a kind of postery kind of thing with this at some point. Where it's like Pal and he's being chased by like loads of things that he met along the way. Be quite nice. But you know, time is a thing. I'm glad you think so, but we'll see. Time is most certainly a thing. Well, I'm sure you can find some theoretical physicists who would argue against that, but yeah. We're not going there. Let's see if I can brush this up a little bit. First things first, slightly stubbier snout. So it's like so the eyes sort of a little closer. The second stream in a row I've begun by drawing a wolf. Haven't learnt my lesson. Such is the way of things. I also agree with Chibi with what Chibi said in the Discord, which was the idea of sort of communal learning. If somebody is having difficulty doing a thing, then we all do the thing, and then we can learn from the way everyone else does the thing. Still looking more like a fox than a wolf. Here we are. Why is that? I think it's largely to do with the snout. Everybody learns. Let's do the learning stuff. Also, in terms of skeletal structure, more like that. I don't know what I'm doing. Just thought to bring it up just from learning each other would be nice, considering we're always admiring each other's art styles. That is true, we do have a nice diverse mix of things. Also have really big noses, that's what you learned this week. Big nozzles. Look at that, for the good snifting. Big schnoz. And massive paws. Big old tootsies. I like I'm starting off this week, not even drawing a thing, I'm just redrawing a thing. There's also the sort of haunch bit, so the neck kind of goes up and then that goes up like that, and that ties into the leg. I don't know how much of this I'm mixing up between wolves and horses. There's a lot of abstract ideas in anatomy. And I'm good with abstract ideas, and I'm very bad at remembering where they go. Anyway. My grandma, what big feet you have. How few toes you have. Anyway, Wolf's here. We have one vote for attack Wolf. Which I think is unanimous. That's how it works. Let me just get the page. If you wish to vote for something different, feel free. If not, we'll attack the wolf. Just for the sake of argument, roll. Can you roll 1d6 if that's okay? If voting, sorry, you're multitasking. We didn't. Don't worry, buddy. You don't have to. Nobody has to do anything on these. Where's that sorry jar? I haven't included it. 2. Cool. Good. Sorry, there's just obviously in the book there are 3 wolves, and I didn't know which one. Oh, hello, auto-saving. Lovely. You hate that jar. It's to try to get you to realise that you don't have to apologise for everything you say. And you certainly don't have to apologise for having an opinion, or indeed for misinterpreting things, or anything like that. You know. Things are hard. Talking is hard. Communicating is hard. You don't have to assume guilt. So yeah, anyway, there are 3 wolves in the book, and I was just getting you to choose which one. Sorry is your I suppose don't really have an argument against that. Someone else can have an argument against it, but I can't. Because my argument will almost certainly begin, include, and finally end with So there we go. Okay, so since there's no other votes going on, I'll get this up and running. So let's go, 7 stamina, good. Oh, that's interesting. Let's bring these guys down a little bit. So we've got some space. We'll get our usual little fighty grid up and running. So here's pal. So young and innocent, I assume. Doesn't look anything like pals. No, you get the idea. It looks terrible, but you get the idea. And this isn't pal. This is a wolf. That's wolf. Skill, we have, I believe, 8 and 8. This is an equal match. Stamina, the wolf has, I think, 7. We have 16. Although technically we do have 9 skill because of the helmet, which I almost forgot. Pal is not a wolf that much is sure, yeah. One more crack at this. The size of that head. Get the basic skeletal structure down first, and then we can add the ears. And then add the pompadour, and don't confuse that with the skeletal structure. I don't know what goblin this is, but it's a relative of Pal, probably. Okay, so we're just jumping right into the combat. We're rolling d6s. It's Pal's cousin, Pol. This is Pol. They agreed to pose for the photograph while Pal was busy at recorder practice. Cool, so, I mean, given that you just rolled double sixes, this one is just a win. So congrats. I suppose double sixes would be 12, so that's 21, versus something less than 21. Less than 21. So that's already automatically a nice stab. Pal is swinging around a little bit wildly due to the tiredness. But fortunately, the sword seems to be doing a lot of the work. It's an enchanted sword after all, and it's guiding itself towards the nearest attacking thing. Remember, this is a sparklet. It's the shiny sword of Jim. Unfortunately, a magical sword can only do so much, and so on the next swing, there appears to be. It's a swing and a miss, but at the same time the swing has enough force to knock Pal down onto the ground while the wolf is jumping at it, and so the wolf also misses their attack. Basically, the two of you are just sort of fumbling around like some sort of strange slapstick event. What's that? That's... Pal, however, being a little bit tired, finds it more difficult to get up than the wolf does, and so the wolf gets a little bit of a pounce on Pal, and unfortunately strikes a little bit of damage, bites into the shoulder, which is already a bit tender, having had an arrow in it a couple of days ago. You're the only one rolling. Okay, yeah. Well, I can't roll because I'm the DM. That's not fair. Someone else roll. Where is everybody? Tries in a chat. Misses doing dinner. Weird. Vanished. Everyone knows your rolls are either shitty as hell or godlike. I mean, you've literally run the gamut here. You've got to win, a draw, and a lose. Hello, miss. How you doing? You got dinner? There's a clickety-clack is a 9, which means 18. So Pal... Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Pal manages to get themselves up off the ground, knocks the wolf off of the shoulder. Sort of reflex action, because that shoulder's seen a lot over the past week. And in doing so, the wolf bashes itself against a rock, causing sustained damage. You have dinner. Life is grand. Fantastic. I feel like whenever there's a double, I should be giving extra points or something. So Pal goes in for a heavy swing now that they've regained their footing. Wow, miss, you're just on the ball today, aren't you? Miss is using weighted dice. So, yeah, and Pal, it's a swing and a hit. It grazes the side of the wolf. The wolf is not happy. You're terrible and it's great. Yay. That's the good thing about this combat system, is if you have, terrible luck, like, you're rolling for you and the enemy. At some point, it's going to balance out. And finally, Pal works out that this could be, the final blow. This wolf ain't doing too great at this particular point in time. Hello, Doc. How you doing? What do we got? 2, 5, 15. Unfortunately, the wolf, knowing that it's in its at its last, leaps forward and smashes Pal down to the ground again. Doesn't cause a bite, but does cause damage in the process. Keep forgetting what we're on. Pal pushes the wolf off. Hello, Crow. How you doing? But the wolf just comes right back and bites him in the arm. Hang on a minute. Oh, no. No, he doesn't bite him in the arm. Everything's fine. And Pal finally, when he knocks the wolf off, plunges the sword into the neck of the wolf and instantly kills it. He's dead. He didn't suffer. Instant death. Hello, Emily. Everybody's just arrived in time for the end of all the dice rolling. Have we been fighting dog all this time? Yes. There it is. I brushed it up a bit. Yay! Miss rolled 2 double ones, which is pretty good. Both of which were for the wolf. So that's cool. So Pal has sustained a bit of damage in the process. Let's adjust that. So we're on 12 now. Yeah, so we literally had a single vote on this particular event because people were elsewhere and on conference calls and making dinner and all these sorts of things. But we got there. And we killed a wolf. Hooray! Hang on, I think there is stuff. Let me have a look. You killed a wolf. Yeah, I suppose this makes sense. So you beat the wolf. You kill it. The other 2 wolves are presumably off somewhere, not being chased by bees, or trying not to be chased by bees. And you notice that the wolf had a collar around the neck, a studded collar of some description. Which, of course, was always there. You didn't notice in the fight, but it's there. The studs appear to be made of some sort of golden material, probably gold, because, And, yeah. That's what you notice about the wolf. That's the only sort of surprising thing you observe. With you acquiring the new Pathfinder book and finding goblins are a playable race, you found out they have +2 to Dex and Charisma, but -2 to Wisdom. You feel this is accurate. About right? Charisma, maybe? Okay, so it's still nighttime. You've been up for 2 hours in the night. Well, not 2 hours. You've been up for longer than that because you were trying to fend away bees and wolves. You've lost some health. There's a dead wolf in front of you. Boom! What do you do? Yeah, you can wear the collar. I mean, I don't mind you wearing the collar because then it's sort of, I can remember where it is. You've already got enough stuff on you. You've got the tattered cape of gremlin curtains. You've got the slippers. You've got the bags down there, I suppose. the helmet, the gym sword. There's a lot of stuff I have to remember to draw every time I draw Pal. Sir Ribbit, obviously. Hence why you drew their arm. It's nice to take a break every now and then. And if you think that's lazy, miss, just wait until one of my Foggate comics. I'm very much looking forward to. Sometimes you just need a break, you know? Yeah, sleeping under a newly skinned and bloody pelt. We have one vote for skin the wolf, take the collar, sleep. One for take the collar, skin the wolf, sleep under the pelt. One for skin the collar, take the pelt, sleep under wolf. Don't think that's it's not the majority answer, so I don't have to think about it. So Pal takes the collar off and examines it, and in their many years of examining trinkets and bits and bobs that they find on the floor, they ascertain that this is probably worth something in the region of 15 gold pieces. There's a lot of gold on this thing, my word. You could just go back and buy Nostromo's entire shop at this point. 15, I know. I don't think this book is designed to have you going back and forth. But, here we are. I'm allowing you to. It's fine. So here, have an error message and some more gold. Are we skinning with the sword? Yeah, you can skin with either your normal sword or the gym sword. That's absolutely fine. Skinning with the power of imagination. You can skin with a rusty loaf of bread. Rusty? What's the word I'm looking for? That's rustic, I suppose. Crusty. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, I know. Look, improvisation, it's hard. Especially when you are the sort of person who can't finish sentences without pausing and saying So yeah, how much iron is in that bread? A fair amount, you know. Goblins need their iron. Hello, Oobs, how you doing? So yes, you take the collar, you observe its value. I should probably actually write down its value. There is literally as much gold in this collar as there is left in the bar of gold you have. So that's interesting. Hello. So yeah, you got that. You then skin the wolf, take the pelt of said wolf, which I also have to add to the inventory. It's weighing you down. And you either sleep under the pelt or not. You're going to get wet if you do. You might as well use a blanket if you don't. You're about to destroy the pelt in our attempts to skin it. Look, Pal has... I don't know how much experience Pal has in skinning animals, but they're out in the wild, so they've probably done it to like rabbits and stuff, maybe. Who knows? Was Pal a vegetarian? I don't know. It's fine. It's not the skinning, it's the tool. What, an enchanted sword? I reckon an enchanted sword could do a good job of skinning a wolf. Remember what you said the other day, Dark? It's enchanted. It can do anything. Is Pal a vegetarian, Pal? I don't know. I mean, he's killed a lot of things, but that doesn't mean you need to kill things. But all these things were in self-defense. Cut up a sentient fishman for me. Good point, forgot about that. And the blood eels. Forgot about that as well. So yeah, unlikely to be a vegetarian at this point. But, you know, needs must occasionally, even though they've still got like 4 loaves of bread. I think 2 of those are meat. Actually, probably 4 of those. There's a couple of bits of fishman and a couple of bits of boar, I think. So yeah, 2 loaves of bread still. Yeah, the boar and the fishman. You threw away the blood eel. One was to distract bats, and the other one was to distract a gremlin, I think, something like that. Oh no, you left that behind so you could pick up a bar of gold. Even though that system doesn't make any sense, because we've now picked up far more than we put down to do that. But you've also cut up the bar of gold, so it's not too bad. New Age vegetarian that eats meat ironically. That's fair enough. Anyway, so you get some kip, you sleep under the stars, and you regain your your lost skill. Boom. There it is. And you wake up, the fire's died down, the wolves have not returned, the sound of buzzing bees is long gone. And you awake on the hills, ready to continue your quest and your journey. Let's have a look at where you are. You are here, roughly. No, you're not. You're... yeah. Up by the wolves. What if we just put it on like a control collar? Can PAL detect magic? I think they got a basic understanding of when something is magical and when it isn't. Although not all the time, obviously. Some magic is designed to be hidden. PAL is not a magician. High on the hills was the lonely goblin. Yodelay, 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 hoo. Fair enough. Right, so let's... boom, hello! Guess who's back? And Chris is already naysaying ideas. Hello, Try, how you doing? How was the conference call? Is it good? Thank you for BK. The Bonky Kong? No. Yeah. Stop saying I'll get there one day. My aim is if I'm still streaming this time next year, I want to have curbed my use of the word That's my goal. Bonky Kong, it was just BK when I said that. It went well. It was a test session for the webinar you're hosting / tech support for on Friday. Marvellous. I'm glad it went well. It's always good to have tests of these things. Little do you know I am the naysayer here. They need food. Get food! Food is important. How's our pal? A little bit damaged. Killed a wolf. Other than that. For the sake of reference, this was the battle. Mist did some very good double ones rolling. It was quite good. A couple of scrapes, but we got there in the end, as you would expect from a relatively fair sort of fight. That sure is the thing you just typed. Yes, Yodel Norg. Rest in peace, little Wolfie. Rest in Pisces. Okay, well, we have 2 votes for Yodel Norg. We can carry on yodeling Norg if we so desire. Did we eat its heart to gain its courage, its rich, tasty courage? No, you did not. What's this? This is... oh, yes, you find the collar. Apparently, Pal wonders whose owner the wolf... wait, whose owner the wolf might be. Who the owner of the wolf might be. That's the sentence I was attempting to say. And then collects their belongings and heads Norg, yodeling along the way. Makes a change from playing the recorder, I suppose. Okay, I think... hang on, let me just check I'm on the right page, because I'm like that. This is where... oh yeah, I forgot about that bit. Cool. Ah, bugger, I just closed that. No wonder, no mind, don't worry about it. Anyway, Pal continues north. The sun is rising in the east, and it's a fantasy world. It can be anywhere. The ground is relatively steep, and necessarily flat on the top of the hills, and then also flat in the valleys. It's Roll's theorem, isn't it? And as you go up and down the hills, walking away from the sound of buzzing and howling wolves. By the time you reach the top of the tallest hill, the sun is rather warm, the morning sun beating down upon you. And all around the distance you see the tight green circle of Darkwood Forest. You've seen it many times from this vantage point, because this is the 4th time you've been through here. Mist is hanging, the early morning mist is still hanging around in the tall grass behind you, but ahead you see the valley, the much familiar valley, where you've been attacked by pterodactyls and jumped down wells. And as you start going down the hill, you notice to the side of the path a small wooden hut with a door slightly ajar. Oh, the 2 of you. honestly. So you're going down the hills now, and you see a tiny little hut. I suppose hut. Gonna give it a circular kind of feeling. The door is slightly ajar. Slightly ajar. I should probably draw this hut again in a bigger format. So let's turn that off. Yeah, let's try and do something a little bit more ambitious. What? Bueno. Marvelous. That's fine. Honestly, Emily, if people got depressed over every spelling mistake that happened in this chat, then, you know, we need a full-time therapist. Which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. Okay, how's this going to work? I don't think I've ever drawn Pal from this angle before. So there's a helmet at the very least. So kind of like that. Then there's the good ear, and then the bent ear. Okay, so we work in layers, much like an ogre. No, hang on. Here's up there, goes this way. Which has subsequently the flap of a slipper. It's just going to take me longer to draw everything in this, and the further we go through this. Okay, so that's there, and now you have I suppose going underneath it. A pelt of a wolf tied around your neck. You have underneath that some hoodie material, as well as the cape. Power's a lot, you know. This is in the bag, which is perpetually open to accommodate a massive slipper. Boom, 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 you know, try and do something different. There's that angry cloud from before. Vote louder? What? Who? What? We have 2 votes for Burn It, 1 vote for Bwen It, and 1 vote for Peek Through Door, please. Don't just burn it down. Don't let Pal go down this path of violence and chaos. Okay, well, let me just read ahead so that I know what's going to happen. Continue to alter your votes if you so desire. But, to be fair, Pal has not had a good time walking into random houses. Where are we? There's that. So let's put a thing here. Strongwell was nice, true, yeah. Hang on, I do need to do some reading ahead. Don't mind me. Talk amongst yourselves. Cool, cool, good, good. Okay. Fair enough. Well, what's going on? Hang on, what page are we on? Okay, we're there. Cool, cool, cool. Right, what's going on? We have 2 votes for Burn It, 1 vote for Bwen It, so I assume counts as Burn It. 1 for Peek Through Door, please. Don't burn down. Don't let Pal go down this road of violence and chaos. 1 for Peek and 1 for Go and Knock on the Door like a reasonable person. Well, we're at a tie. Still a tie. I'm sorry, Emily, for repeating your spelling mistake a few times. That said, in order to burn it, you do have to get closer. So at the very least, I can tell you what's inside. So Pal, at the very least, approaches this thing in 2 minds as to whether or not to just burn it down because they're fed up of bad things happening inside random huts. And so they go up to it and have a look inside. What they see inside is a furnished living space. There is a bed, a wooden bed, table and 2 chairs. There's a wooden chest, fireplace. There's a fireplace, there should probably be a chimney. See, I think of these things. And several shelves and work surfaces, the vast majority of which are covered in bird eggs. So that's going to be fun to draw. Need eggs. Bird eggs. Of varying sizes. So let's just set up the vague scene. There's like a fireplace here. Like that roughly. It's got a bunch of ash and stuff. There's like a bed over here. There's a table, a couple of chairs to go with it. We all know how good I am at drawing chairs. Then there's a wooden chest, which is there. A chair, we should waste 20 minutes examining it. There's a relatively low ceiling. Yeah, and then just loads of shelves. I can see why the artist decided not to draw a picture of this. Don't know why this is made of brick, but everything else is made of mud. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's fantasy world. A couple on the bed as well, some precariously perched there. A lot of eggs. We shall henceforth refer to this hut as the hut containing the bed and table and chairs and a chest, as its most remarkable feature. Right, now let's see what's going on. Peek through door, which you are doing. Burn it, burn that down, peek, go and knock on the door like a reasonable person, self-immolate. So I suppose that... I mean, we're done with that, because the consensus there was to knock and peek, which is something you'd have to have looked in, because the door was ajar in order to burn it down. So, cool, now you've seen it. Second vote. That's what it looks like. There's eggs. Lots of eggs. I want to make sure I read that correctly. 4. Pal is at this point still holding a lit torch, just in case. Yep. Yeah. Shelves crammed end to end with birds' eggs. Marvellous. I want a lot of dust on the floor as well. Missed that bit. Give this one spots. A lot of these eggs are very old. Auto saving. There we go. What are we doing? Leak in and slay mimic. Leak in. Go in and find crow egg for keeping. One for crow call expectantly. Crow call. Crow call expectantly. I see. Sorry. For some weird reason I read that as call crow. And one for burn it please. I need some property damage to feel something in my life. So I suppose you walk in. I suppose that's about it. You look among the eggs and always call crow. Crow! Hello, crow. So yeah, you go in, you look around the eggs. A lot of the eggs are old and barely holding together. A lot of them have been already cracked open. Very few of them look like they would be in any way sustaining some sort of life. Or indeed possible of providing sustenance. There's just a lot of eggs. There's a lot of eggs. None of them are immediately recognizable as eggs of birds that you know of. Oh, this is the piece of music that starts the other video. Yeah. Or am I on the other video? No. Your sons? No. So yeah, the eggs are there. You have investigated the eggs. You call as a crow, or whatever. To no avail. Nothing comes along. What now? You're in the hut. There's eggs. And very little else. A lot of dust. A lot of floor dust. If you know what I mean. Ah, it was a goose. Dancing goose with the pigeons. Thank you for the gift. The gif. The chief. So far we've got a vote for take eggs of chest carefully and open chest, and one for take the most magnificent egg of the clutch. Ah, legs on a bird. Bird with legs. And smash every last egg. Every last egg. So there's steal, be careful, or smash. You don't really know what's going on, but the answer to the eggs is yes. We're in a room. There's lots of eggs. There's a chest, there's a fireplace, there's a bed, there's a table. And lots of dust on the floor, and many eggs. Exclamation mark. Tell a joke and watch the chest carefully to see if it reacts. If not, open chest. So we had 2 votes for doing something involving the chest. So steal the eggs carefully. Also open the chest. Okay, so you go over to the chest. You carefully move the eggs off. Some of them crumble as you do so. Others feel very strange inside and weird and goopy. And you are left with the chest. The chest is locked, perhaps unsurprisingly. The lock on it doesn't seem too sturdy. It's very rusty. It's been here a while. It's unsurprising. The room is covered in dust. Back, your internet keeps going. Oh no, that's a shame. But you also don't see any signs of it being some sort of living creature. In particular, you also don't notice any sort of movement prints or footprints or leading up to the chest and stopping or anything like that. In the dust, you see a chest. On careful inspection, many of the eggs you see, you can't go through all of them, there are hundreds, but most of the eggs you see, or all of the eggs that you check, are not, they're not going to hatch anything, and they ain't going to be nutritious. I should probably start the vote again. So many votes! Sorry, I will bear yours in mind. Try. You gotta take off? Well, have a wonderful time. Sorry that the beginning of this stream was killing a wolf and then standing in a room full of eggs for 20 minutes. Well, that's the point. Does Ditto work? It does! Oh, look at that. That's clever. Marvellous. I'm clever. See me. Have a good time, crew. Enjoy yourself. Thank you for popping along. Where are we? We are. Have a wonderful time, Crow. You're very good. You're a good person. Go outside and bear ourselves on the ground and accept the inevitable crawl of time towards death. Exclamation mark. Vote. Not that. Okay, so we have 2 votes for Smash Lock with Hilt of Sword. And 1 for that, what I just said. Roll 2d6. And 1 for search for key start in fireplace. But for now, we're smashing our lock. Apparently. But it very much depends. Ah, see, this is a good example. Yeah, roll 2d6. And then I should explain things. Light fireplace, step inside. Cool, that's a 6, that's less than 10. This was a skill roll. See, I told you I shouldn't put the non-combat skill thing bonus from the helmet on there. Because, yeah. We're also almost filling up our inventory, which I wasn't expecting to get that far. But here we are. I know we're adventurers, but brute force isn't the only solution. Occasionally. Where are we? So we are... Yep, it's less than or equal to that, so we succeed. And you smash the lock open. You smash the lock open. You also smash the top of the chest. It's an old rickety chest. It didn't really survive the impact particularly well. In among the wood, the splintered bits of wood sitting inside the husk of this chest that is there, is a light blue egg. It's very large. It fills almost the entire middle of it, middle of the chest. It's a light blue egg. Boom. So here is a smashed thing. That. With sort of splinters of wood around. You've sort of ruptured the side of it as well. And inside it is pretty large light blue egg. This has got little spots on it. It's a big old thing, it is. Who's talking about what? You know, adventures. This is the one who wanted to burn down the hut. Wanted to murder Cass out of hand. Who's doing Cass? What? What? Starfinders? What? Oh, right, Cass. Yeah. Yes, I can imagine Chippy wants to do things other than murder. I still need to catch up. Really, really, really need to catch up. Well, I suppose it depends where the ship is. If you throw him off the ship in space, it's kind of like killing. Or leave him with a hungry dinosaur. These are all basically like murders by proxy. It's Anyway, we have 2 votes for take the egg. So Pal reaches into the box, picks up this quite large light blue egg. Did I mention that it's light blue? Can't believe you haven't listened to 12 hours of footage yet. I will do, trust me, I will do. As Pal picks it up, it feels cold to the touch, very hard. Surprisingly heavy for an egg. And just as Pal is lifting it out of the box, a crack appears along the side of it. And before Pal can do anything about it, the egg explodes into very sharp fragments that fly around the room. Roll 1d6. Four. You incur 4 damage for this razor-sharp fragments of what appear to be some sort of porcelain shell. Inside the shell is nothing, apart from presumably whatever caused it to explode. And you're just left holding bits of shell. Some of it's in your hand, other bits of it are embedded in your face. You got it exploded on. You're also now down to 6 health. Oh, that's skill. Sorry, hang on. Wrong one. Should have scrolled up. We're fine. You're on 8 health. Haha. Burn down the hut like you said before. I mean, well. I do need to start the vote. Boom. They went boom. Would you please roll to kill yourself? Oh, it's 1d6, so it's fine. You had at least 2d6 worth of health. So yeah, you exploded an egg that was presumably some sort of trap. Yeah. So his egg just exploded, or was that just exploded? But no, it exploded. It seems like the egg was made of some sort of hard material, porcelain, something like that. It didn't appear natural. And like I say, there was nothing really in it, except possibly traces of some sort of explosive material. It just was exploded. So congratulations on that skill roll. Some spots on the eggs. I haven't drawn an awful lot today. This is what I've drawn today. I've drawn this and this. To be fair, we do about four drawings on a slow session, so. It was a good draw. I should draw Pal at some point, so here we are. From the front, ideally. Hello, Octo. How you doing? Given up on catching up on these streams? You just watch bits when you can. That's absolutely fine. Again, we said before. There's no reason. You're more than welcome to ask for a catch up if you so desire. I can do a brief recap of what we've seen, what we've encountered. We just exploded an egg. So that happened. Hope you're doing all right. Now you get the idea. Etc. Okay, cool. We exploded an egg. What's going on? We have 2 votes for eat some bread / fishman / boar / wolf. Take 1 random egg for crow, burn down hut. And 1 for search house for any non-exploding loot. You can do that. Okay, so Pal takes a rest, cleans off porcelain eggshell from the bedding area and takes out a little provision. Has a munch and restores the health that was lost from that particular incursion. Boom. I want to see it slide up. I like seeing it slide. Yeah, look at that. Love the slide. And Pal looks around for their sort of a nice looking egg, and finds one that doesn't absolutely reek, isn't broken, doesn't feel like it's all rotten inside. It just feels like a sort of nice, hefty looking egg, although certainly not one that they would want to eat anytime soon. Eating random eggs, not a good idea. And slips it into the slipper, as slipping occurs, next to Sir Ribbit. And yeah, you got an egg. They then take the torch out of the bag, because they put it away while trying to pick up the egg. They dismissed the thoughts of pyromania briefly, and then the egg exploded, and then the thoughts came rushing back. Oops. Yep, there we go. Probably a time to start a new document. That's Pal's goblin blood showing through it. Like, it's kind of appropriate that a character controlled by such a varied and chaotic group as you guys happens to be a goblin. Just makes sense, you know? Cool. So the torch is drawn out. The fire is lit. And the conflagration goes up. And soon the hut is on fire. And smoke is billowing into the sky. And whatever's left of the eggs is destroyed in the process. You've got to destroy something. The building has been burned. You've burned all down the building. Because last time, you went to a hut, you wanted to make it your own, and then you broke it because you decided to smash a vase. This time, you actively went out of your way to destroy this house. It's the face of somebody who's considering a crime because of everything that's happened to them. They haven't had a great time in the Forest of Doom. Then again, it's the Forest of Doom. Don't know what Pal expected. Yeah, so you burned down the building. That's what you did. So you're now back on the road. Path continues north. Let me have a look at things just to be sure. Oh, I closed it, didn't I? Because I'm an idiot. Streams, Forest of Doom, detail flow. There we go. Good. Cool. Life's grand. Forest of Doom. What does it do? It does doom. I mean, you know what Pal expected, but considering way less huts and houses and other buildings in the Forest of Doom. Yeah. I expected more forest. Like, if you look at the map, most of this is open area, you know? Like this whole area here. This is all plains and hills. There's very little that's actually in a forest. There's surprisingly little forest for a forest, yes. It's almost as if they wanted to write a fantasy book with lots of little scenes. And then had to try and find a theme to put it all together. And I was like, well, some of these take place in woods. Just make this a woodland thing. I mean, I don't know how you'd make one of these books. Yeah, so you've well, I suppose I better update the map accordingly. You've burned down the hoot. You make it with more forest. I would as well. Because there's lots of things you could do with a forest itself. I don't know. I think they were just trying to come up with lots of varied ideas. And just ended up, you know, didn't want to go with, oh, and then there's tree men, and then there's angry squirrels, and I don't know, I've run out. An 8-man in a suit? Whatever. The sparse forest of doom. The copse of doom. The within forest meadow of doom. Nog. Nog. Lots of things to do in the forest, but also a lot of these things that happened not in the forest could have happened in the forest. True. Copse of doom. That's something different. I was saying cops with an E. West, there's no path west. Unless you go back and west. Because back and west would be... That's west, isn't it? Be down here, that'd be back and west. Shush! Did you shush me? I mean, I suppose you could just walk across here and get back to the crop circles. I don't see why not. It's just hills. It's a long walk, but you can do it. Just break the map. Or just destroy the map in its entirety. Who needs a map? I've mapped out all of the things that happen in this place. Why not? And most things have already happened anyways. You have cleared out a lot of this map. Like, there's a little bit there, there's a little bit down here, this bit there, and then this bit here, and that's... You've trundled across every path once you've done those. And you still haven't found the head of the hammer. How many more places have we even got left? Surely we're going to find the hammer now just by elimination. I mean, there's a lot of places where you just ran away. You've been to a lot of places and then just not finished. I'm going to have to work out some sort of clue insertion mechanism to guide you roughly in the right direction. You think it's still in that crypt we don't have a key for? That's the thing you haven't done. Because I wrote it there, need key. I should write... Okay, so these... the gnome's still there. I think we exhausted the dialogue there. That's still alive. These guys are still alive. There's still a room in the well with the arrows. Foxes are done. The barbarian's still around, but let's face it, they didn't have anything. They were left out in the sun to die. There's a chair. There's an old oak chair covered in wood. No, there's a shark. Look at him go. That's cute. That's a good hammerhead. I approve of that hammerhead. Thank you very much. Let's kill the people who shot us with arrows now that we've got a good sword. I mean, you can. I'm not stopping you. It's a good hammerhead. Me like. I approve of puns. So yeah, where do you want to go? We have 2 for Norg, 1 for Norg. No, 2 for Norg, 1 for Norg, and 1 for West, which I don't think is a direction. I've heard of West. I think West is a real one. Let's go to the well and kill the gremlins. Lots of things. You did do... Well, there were 3 still left, if I remember correctly. Assuming the 2 behind the curtain that shot arrows at you were indeed gremlins. for you don't know. Anyway, you continue north. Norg, sorry. Pal continues their way, wends their way norg. We take another stamina food break. I believe the rules of the book are that you can only take one at a time, but I'm struggling to find a in-universe explanation as to why. But we'll stick to that for the moment. It's difficult to eat a lot, you know? Onwards to death. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, cool. So you have... No, that's a different thing. Oh, by the way, I just want to point out, in the book, you don't smash the lock with the hilt of your sword, like a sensible person would. You lift the chest above your head and smash it onto the ground. That's the thing you do. Okay, so where are we? We're going continue Norg. But that's not what Pal did. Pal was sensible, roughly. And then everything blew up in their face, literally. So you continue down the hill into the flat plateau meadow section of the Forest of Doom. Bet you expected there to be one of those. And you can see ahead of you the wall of trees looming up once again, the end of the Darkwood Forest. You've been there before. On the other side lies Stonebridge, the place you went to and disappointed everyone by saying, "Oh, I've got nothing." As you reach the foot of the hills, you see a lot of boulders lying around either side of the path. As you continue down, walking past these boulders, you notice that one of the boulders is moving from side to side, like a leaf in the breeze. Do you wish to investigate the boulder? You respectfully retract. You're not solving everything with brute force comment. So you were half there. It was brute force, but it wasn't as much brute force as the book expected. You also, for the sake of argument, notice that the continuation of the path up ahead. You notice the smooch booth again. You've been there a few times. Still no one there. Very disappointing. So yeah, there's lots of boulders littering the ground. And one of them's moving around. We're meant to be playing a barbarian. I don't think a barbarian. You're an adventurer. I don't think it says barbarian. You're a sword for hire, apparently. I don't know why a sword for hire would be so aggressive. Yeah, no, you're just happy on your own. You like adventure, etc. You killed a rabbit. About it. Is his chin so cut as it is a square? Possibly. Again, for the sake of iteration, the front cover of this book is a lizard, which, as far as I'm aware, is nowhere in this book. I don't know why there is a lizard man, but they're there. They're on the front. Okay, so we have 2 for investigate boulder. So let's investigate boulder. See what the boulder is. What is the boulder? Many large boulders. We wish to investigate the boulder. Yes, we do. Because pals are curious, sort. What is the boulder? As you approach the boulder, you're even more surprised to see it suddenly rise up of what appear to be 2 stumpy stone legs. Then 2 stone arms with huge club-shaped fists spring out of its sides. You stare in disbelief as the boulder lumbers towards you and raises one of its great stone fists. You snap out of your bewilderment as you realize you're facing a boulder beast. Not a golem, as would be sensible. A golem is constructed, I think. This is just something that occurs naturally, I assume. A boulder mimic, why not? We'll go with that. This thing is strong and surprisingly fast for something that's made of rock, and so if you wish to escape this thing, you have to engage it in combat for a few rounds. But I have to draw it first, so that's gonna be fun. Rockman! No, Rockman. Here's a boulder. Always add in sort of random geometry for this. And then some stumpy stone legs. d- mm. Hack one of his legs off so it rolls away. It's a bit like the stray demon from Dark Souls 3. Not to be confused with the stray demon from Dark Souls 1. Can't stand me now, you can't stand me. I was like trying to find other songs in random instrumental music. You can't stand me now, you can't stand me. I don't even know what song that is. You were really surprised the first time it happened, eh? You would be. Make that a tad bigger. So here's the thing. Two options are presented to us, as always with these things. Either do something like this, or do something like this. It's basically our options. Definitely option 2? I mean, we'll go with that, why not? I just wanted to let you know that there was a standard route. Probably have to get rid of that now. Your favourite moment with that demon was popping a seed and watching it eat an invader off the bridge. Or asking your friend, do you think he knows how to get out of that grab? Thrown from the bridge, guess not. Oh dear. Oh, there you go. Right, so here's a friend. What do we got? We have 2 for hack off one of his legs so it rolls away. 1 for fight. And 1 for quit. Just quit. Straight up. Quit. That came from Triforce, who attempted to write Lull the Boulder to Sleep with a lovely recorder ballad. Alas, that wouldn't have won anyway. But I admire the zeal, Triforce. There's also someone drew a face on the rock. Yeah. Doesn't have a real face, but it's really mad that somebody graffitied it. Okay, so you get ready for rock combat. There's a pun somewhere. I don't know what it is. Anyway, Jimmy didn't draw angry eyebrows on it. Now we'll never know that it's angry. I know. Okay, so okay, cool. Despite its enormous size, this thing seems doesn't have an awful lot of. It's mostly blunt force trauma, so that's fine, right? Pal. Rock. Okay, cool. Skill, stamina. We have, functionally speaking, 11 skill. Whereas the rock only has 8. So we're fine. In terms of stamina, I think it has 11 health. And we have 12. So it's got a lot of health. But if you attack strategically, you might be able to end this battle before anything happens. Okay, so you've rolled a 4, is 15, plus a 7, which is 15. So your first attack is sword swing, just randomly at the rock. Ting! It just sort of pings off. But you keep your wits about you enough to avoid the swing of the golem as it... Or not the golem, the boulder beast, sorry. As it swings down towards you by its leg, and you hop out of the way in among some boulders which hopefully aren't animate. The boulder creature is fortunately rather slow, so you leap out and strike at the joint between the leg, which seems to cause some sort of upsetting sounds to come from the boulder beast. So you presume... That's not 2, is it? Hang on. So you presume that you cause damage. There's 5 there. Okay, 16. Ooh. This didn't make the boulder beast particularly happy, by the way. And so it swings around again, just dragging its massive fists along the ground, knocks you back, smack you back straight into a boulder. And it hurts, you know, back pain. It's not a laughing matter. Fortunately, Pal's experienced worse than that, and gets up and soon is ready to fight again. They leap forwards towards the boulder beast and just jam the sword right into the crevice between the leg and the main body. The boulder beast does something equivalent to howling in pain, however a boulder beast may or may not be able to actually make noises. And finally, with the sword still in there, it doesn't even matter what the rest of the rolls are. Because yet again you managed to roll 2 6s. Pal manages to wedge the sword in. And while it's still there, pull with your entire weight, the weight of you and all of the collected crap that you've had stored in your backpack this whole time. And you pry apart the leg from the main part of the body. Thusly wise. At which point the boulder beast, not knowing precisely what to do, or precisely how to function without a leg, just rolls down the hill, off into the distance. So yeah, you cut one of his legs and it rolled away, and it seems to be sort of flailing around. Eventually, it gives up flailing around and just sort of lies on the ground, presumably trying to reconstitute itself or whatever boulder people do. But it's still alive and it's there. It's not going to be a threat anymore. Thank you for all the stickers with the rocks and the rock hands and the scissors. Let's see if there's anything around. Right, here's a bit of Pal's inner monologue. Glad you won that one, you were bricking it there for a moment. You look at the bits of rock scattered around and the random leg that you see there inactive, and the body in the distance down a hill, just sort of giving up a little bit and just laying on the ground, curling back up into what looks like a boulder. And Pal wonders how such a beast ever came to being. Perhaps from the misused power of an evil elementalist. You may never know. But it isn't going to hurt you for much longer. So, there we are. Right, you have done the thing. You have successfully beated Boulder Man. There doesn't appear to be anything particularly useful in the area. I mean, I suppose you can take a bit of the rock if you want. But and Pal is a hoarder, and I'm running out of spaces on the board of items. I thought this would be more than enough. I thought this would be more than enough items. Item slots for you guys. But no! You decide to pick up random bits of clay and slippers. What do you like? I'm gonna have to modify the overlay. I probably actually am gonna have to do that, because presumably there's more things to pick up along the way. Shouldn't be surprised. No, I should... Yeah. I just would have thought, I mean, what is that? That's what? 15, 24 items? 21. No. Oh, it's 8. It was 24. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Sorry, but not sorry at all. It's not your problem. I just should know better. You misjudge the hoarding nature of adventurers without carry limits. True. Particularly goblin ones. Can we have a junk pouch? I mean, you carry a satchel, so yeah. Okay, so you beated rock, and you have connected up the path that you were on to the smooch place. Whoops. Always do that. Oops. 1 second. Sorry. Cool. Now, hopefully. Good. Val is now at the smooch place. There is still nobody at the smooch place. It's getting disappointing. Thank you. Stuff some things in Ribbit. Ribbit is already looking after the egg. So, if it's not completely secured, it's yours. Yeah. At the end of this adventure, Pal is going to stand at the smooch place. Yes, they will set up shop. Unfortunately, they burned down the nearest building, but I'm sure they can make something. Well, actually, no, the nearest building has a person in a very tall hat who threatens to turn you to stone, but they're probably unlikely to give up their home. Can you zoom out a bit? Can do. Here be the zoom out. It would be marvellous if this was a horizontal map, but here we are. So, yeah. There's still some bits down here you haven't done, and this connection here. Is that Dick Cloud still looming in the distance? It's hovering around. What are we doing now? That's the question. You beat a Rockman, and you connected up the bits of the map that you've seen. What are you doing now? This is the map. What I could do... Hang on, I will do a thing. I will go through, and I'll highlight the things you haven't completed, as it were. So you ran away from this before anything happened. That's the evil woman's house. You did that. You ran away from the ape man. This is where you found the hammerhead, so circling is probably not a great idea. Squares. There was a hole in the ground. You left that quite quickly because it was slimy. The Sensoid and the cave. There's a spider that's still hanging around. There's the hillmen who shot you with an arrow. There's a place in the well. There's pterodactyl still alive. You didn't encounter the giants. They just walked past you. You still haven't got the key for this. There's still a wyvern there, and they're still sort of prowling around. I think that's all you haven't done. So what do we got? Southwestern corner, kill Gremdonks and arrow bastards. Also eat food. Vengeance! You can eat food now. You can take a little bit of time to eat some food. You've plucked up a bit of hunger fighting a boulder beast. Southwest. I suppose this is what you mean, rather than... You will have to tell me the route there, because, again, there's stuff here that's still a danger. You can't just teleport. You gotta know your way. Unless, of course, you decide to say, the path of least resistance. Do that. Which would probably be... sort of along and down, I suppose. There's nothing really scary along there. Teleport into my room and hit me with a slipper. Don't do that! Those slippers are big. Well, they're big for Pal, anyway. Actually, they're probably big for me, because they came from an ogre. No, they came from a troll. Was it a troll or an ogre? I think it was an ogre, actually. Yeah, because the troll was up here, wasn't it? That was the troll. Oop. Vote east food. Oh, eat food. Sorry, I read that as east. Eat food. East food. And journey to southwest corner via least resistance. Ditto. Fair enough. Okay, so we're apparently going southwest after easting some feast. No. What? That corner isn't possible. I mean, theoretically, it's what, geometrically? The path from the handle is the only viable options. Viable option. Yeah, so this is something Try did say in the Discord a couple of days ago, which is that we found the handle here, and the book is completable without travelling south. I've added the function to travel south, and it is also completable without going round and starting again from the beginning. So it is Try's theory that if there is the hammerhead and the way to get the hammerhead, then it must be acquirable from heading north from here. I don't know if that changes your desire to vote on things, but... Well. There is a key to that stupid crypt somewhere north of the handle, is your guess. Fair enough. That's a good guess. It's metagaming, but I'll take it. I gave you so much information, and you're abusing that power. How dare you? Vote well. 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 You abuse all your power. Fair enough. Eat food, Try chooses direction. That's the problem with Ditto. So what we've got then is the vote for Try chooses direction by Try. So what we have to do is we have to let Try choose the direction. And Try says that we should let Try choose the direction. But Try says that Try should choose the direction. But Try says we're in a loop here. Oh no, they've changed their vote. Eat food, go to well. Okay, so we're eating food. I'm pretty sure we're in a consensus about eating food. Well, one of them says do whatever, so that's just an open what's it. There's more votes for eating food, but the rest of the votes are just indifferent. So we might as well eat some food. You eat some food. Yeah. You have some provisions. Stock up a little bit on health. Why not? Boom. Watch the bar slide up. There it goes. Yeah. I was question we're going to have to roll skill when entering the well again. I think Pal's been down it once before. I'm pretty sure they know what they're doing. Okay, so Pal heads west from the smooch thing and comes across the well again. Pal notices next to the well there's a couple of little mounds of earth that have appeared. But other than that, everything seems unremarkable. Pal falls down well again. I presume you wish to enter the well? That's fine. This is not the document that has all of the well maps, so I'm probably going to have to open that. How long ago was that? Is it this one? This is a bush. It's a Pal in a bush. There's a bee. There's a well. There we are. Cool. So, look at this. The way I draw Pal has changed quite a lot from that. That's interesting. For reference. It's Pal now versus Pal then. They've gotten less cute. Right, so you enter the well. Here's the map you were... Okay, cool. Right. So let's go back here. Do that. You have aged. Pal has become taller. It's been like 5 days. Right, so yes, you go back to the well, you re-enter the well, you go down, you avoid the missing step that you know is on the ladder on the way down, and you re-enter the little tunnel system. Here's the little map. Pal vaguely remembers how these tunnels go. You enter here, this is the well. You enter here, then there's a branching path, east and west. This is where you found the clay pot. So this is sort of an empty room with I think there was a table and a little box or something. And then at the way north, this way you were being shot at by arrows, behind a curtain. Oh yeah, there was a curtain here, but you took it and it's now a cape. And in here is a little box with a dead gremlin inside it. And the tail of a blood eel, which is a bit manky at this point. So that's the map. It's a gross but also we're earning lots of EXP. Possibly. Maybe Pal gets taller the more items they steal. Who knows? Don't know how goblins go. Or goblins grow. Maybe they grow a lot in 5 days. Possibly. Isn't there the thing that goblins are like... kind of like... fungus? Like they kind of grow as plants rather than reproducing in a normal way? Sort of animal way? I don't know. There's probably many different interpretations of these things. Code magic sword and belladonna and sneak up on arrow goblins. Arrow goblins. I'll have to see the grudge girl again. Grudge girl? Oh yeah, the well. Can face the gremlins or whatever they are. There's the Warhammer lore. Ah, okay. I always liked that. It just sort of seemed... It made those sorts of races more interesting to me. Has the music ended? No, it's still going. Ziegler has not failed me. Oh yes, they're gremlins, not goblins. Actually, you don't know what they are behind the thing. As you do make your way through the tunnels, you hear the high-pitched whispering you heard before. Coming from behind the curtain. You notice down the paths that you've been to before, because you took away the curtain, you can see into the room where the smashed hand was, and you notice that the body is of the gremlin is no longer there, and that on the other side the small gremlin in the box is no longer there either. All that remains is the room with the curtain and the whispers. Sorry, you're in a cave system. That's basically your soundtrack at this point. You're very welcome. Bad ASMR. See, I don't hear this. I can't hear how my voice is coming through. I'm just hearing my voice as I'm speaking. So, yeah. I hope that sounded bad. Your internet keeps going out. I'll do it again for you, Try. Don't worry about it. That's what you missed, generally speaking. See, Chibi's got it. Chibi knows what's going on. Sorry, Emily. Also, sorry anybody watching the VOD. Yeah, so you seem to want to face the goblins/gremlins. Decide on a strategy. How are you going to face them? I need to find the pages as well because we're jumping around the book all over the place. Oh, that's lovely and clear, isn't it? Well, that's fairly clear. I did myself a good job. I'd just like to point out. I want to show you this part of the map. I have actually already showed you it, but I don't think you knew what it was. So this is the well, and the pages that exist in it. So this is what I'm dealing with right now. Luckily, it's kind of geographical, so I can keep track of it. But I did an all right job, I think, of knowing where to go. It's a bit of a mess. Interestingly, not the most messy area of the game, but there we are. Strategy. You must plan your strategy. Well, you don't have to. You can just run in screaming with a sword. That's fine. But that would be a strategy. Yes, ahead you hear high-pitched voices. And such. I know where we are. Plan your strategy and think ahead. Pal's been here before. And is cautious of hanging around too long, 'cause there might be another arrow flying out into your other shoulder. Well, actually, you've had an arrow in each shoulder at this particular point in time. I just love that the book gives you specifically which shoulder the arrow goes in, and the 2 instances we've been shot with an arrow, they've been different shoulders. I love that. You need caffeine, you'll be back in a sec, fair enough. Grab that good caffeine there. I read a story recently about somebody who was addicted to diet caffeine beverages, diet sodas and such, and they were extolling the virtues of if you get off this stuff and just drink water and things like that, you'll lose a lot of weight. And I was kind of dubious because sweeteners are better. The sweeteners are better for you than sugar. I've already mentioned how when I jumped from Dr. Pepper to Diet Coke, I lost 14 pounds. But I looked into it a bit further, and when she was addicted to it, she used to drink 3.5 litres a day, which is a lot. It's a lot. You know? You guys approach carefully with a sword in one hand, fire capsule in the other hand. Fire capsule can be used as a distraction in case of aggression from possible gremlins. I like the exclamation mark. Okay, so we have 3 different tactics at the moment, one of which is just face the gremlins, one of which is a coat magic sword in Belladonna, and the other of which is going with fire capsule readied. We only have one. No, we have 2 fire capsules left. I thought we used 2. Oh no, we used some before, but then we went and got more. Your vote has changed to what you just said. That's fair enough. Well, which one was yours before? Was that go face the gremlins or whatever? Sneak in and slay one of them and use it as a shield against arrows. Go face the gremlins or whatever. Okay, cool. So, be sneaky, use poison, or fire capsule. Let's narrow that down. Sneak, poison, or fire capsule. All or all of the above. Or any combination thereof. It's up to you. That didn't change it, unfortunately. So let's do that again. Cool. Yay. Take out giant slipper to use as deflector / shield and sneak up to murder. Hello, Emily. We have done nothing. Actually, I suppose this is the end of the stream, so it's kind of a bit redundant to be planning things now. But you can get ready, and then next stream we can go in. Sneak. You got the coffee. Thank you for the sticker. Hopefully that wakes you up a bit. I don't know what time it is there, but any time's good time for waking up, unless you're about to go to bed. Probably not the best. Right, so we have sneak with fire capsule, that's fun. So we have giant slipper as deflector / shield to sneak up to murder, and sneak with fire capsule. Okay, so what I'll do is I will keep this vote intact. Pal is here. Pal is there. And next time we will sort out our particular strategy. We have the options of going in with fire capsules in hand. We can use one of the slippers as a shield. I believe we did take both slippers, so one of them's probably smushed into the bag somewhere. Obviously, you won't use the slipper with Sir Ribbit and the egg in it, because that'll be folly, and Sir Ribbit will not be happy. Yeah, so I suppose with that, we will end folly! Folly! Yeah, with that, we'll end the stream. It was a bit of a slow one, bit of an uppy-downy one this time, but thanks for coming along at the very least. Sir Ribbit should always be kept happy / indifferent. Usually indifferent, to be honest. Yeah. So, oh yeah, I was gonna put... Sorry, I just closed the music tab I had open because I was going to open up iTunes, but then I remembered I updated iTunes, but I didn't want to restart, so I don't actually have iTunes on my computer anymore until I restart. So I'm just going to look up the piece of music I was going to use and use that instead, because I'm professional. Indifference is the same as happiness. I mean, ignorance is bliss. Is it kind of similar expression? Thank you everyone for coming along. Again, sorry this was a bit of a kind of odd, slow one. What did we do? We killed a wolf, broke some eggs, killed a boulder man, and then went back to a well, and haven't done anything there yet. So we kind of did 2.5 things. It's not the best advancement, but there we are. These things happen. Sometimes we make progress and are chased by bees. And other times...
That wasn't necessary of you, but you have my thanks.
Time for stream attainment.
And other times that happens. Listen, the more we need to plan, the less stuff happens in stream. That is true. Try, thank you for the thing. Time for stream. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. You're a good bean. Tie for stream. No, tie for stream for you. Tie you for stream. Thank you for stickers and rocks and... What's that monster called? Bashful? Whatever it is. Pensive. Pensive troll. No, tie you. Elu. Tie Elu. The thing is, with the stickers, obviously, the sort of donations have been sort of replaced with that to sort of get the attention and have the thing happen on screen and all that sort of stuff. And I'll get text-to-speech up again soon. Don't worry about that. So it's just, because it's more uncommon, it gets me more. And I was just not expecting it. Thank you very much. It's very kind. And thank you all of you for being here and watching the streams and interacting and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I do. I appreciate it a lot. Can I do this without making a sound? I can. Marvellous. So let's do... I'm conflustered. Stop it. That'll do. No, you're lovely. No, you. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Thank you again, Triforce, for the lovely stuff and donations and stickers. Look at Mrs. Very Good Art, because it's very good. And there's a wolf. Head on, wolf. It's very difficult to do things head on. Look at that snarly face. And that little owl in the background. Or is that Sir Ribbit? Nobody knows. Yeah. I'll see you on Saturday for XCOM. Mrs. Good, Mrs. Art is good. And I'll stop reading that. I had a direction I was heading with the end of the stream, and then just like boom, swerve. I was sidelined by Try. You should have made it so Ribbit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Thank you for the wonderful stream. Again, apologies that I mainly drew eggs. Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday for XCOM, Sunday for the wild card, which will be the first horror-themed game. Should be fun. Not an actual horror game. We might do a proper horror game at the end, but you know, scary game. Sorry, jar. Shh. I made the jar. I can't use it. Hooray for not actual horror. Yeah, scary games are hard and scary. Yeah. Do we have what streams do we have in the meantime? We have Chibi streaming tomorrow, I assume. Maybe Oobs on Friday. Chibi Nether's Days. Coordinate with you to do Limbo sessions. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, we can do. I think Limbo is on my list of games, so I'll do. Do you want me to do Limbo first? Suppose that makes sense. More crocodiles and turtles. Oh, you should finish Senua Friday. Marvellous. Excellent. We'll look forward to that. So we have Oob streaming on Friday. We have Chibi streaming tomorrow. We have Triforce streaming Breath of Fire 3 tonight. I need to catch up on those VODs. I enjoyed the first couple I watched, but I'm very behind now. As always. Emily streams, naturally. Although getting towards the end. I'd say this every time, but... Breath of Fire. We had that was an earlier stream. I think that was like stream 10 or something. There's a headcanon that he's a werewolf. So yeah, thank you for coming along. I need to stop. I will hopefully this will play the music I want it to play. Or Matt's I can't remember what's a good one. Sad Times. Maiden, 2 mandolins. Is that good? Oh, I'll just play the main thing. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I'm looking through the Stronghold thing. The music that it is about to play is not by Adrian von Ziegler, as far as I'm aware. It is by whoever made the soundtrack to Stronghold, an old medieval-style RTS, which I like. There's a headcanon that he's a werewolf, and there is the headcanon that he's a lizard of the cover. Oh, I forgot about that. There's a lot going on with that Friar. Or maybe there's nothing going on. Who knows? Thank you for coming along. You're all very wonderful. Enjoy yourselves, be good, be kind, have fun. That's probably a good one. Yeah. Bye. Bye.